Hey everyone, David Guerin here, your instructor for Technology for School Administrators. Hope you're all having a good start to your week. I wanted to touch base just quickly on a few things that would be important information for class. The last couple of weeks, we've been looking at instructional leadership from the administrator as it relates to technology. In week two, technology tools that are useful for the classroom. And then in week three, we looked at strategies or how instruction can be enhanced or supported by incorporating technology into lessons that are very hands-on and really help students develop skills that will benefit them for their whole life. We've been having the discussion here at Bolivar High School about what are we preparing students for? What's our goal? What's our mission? And certainly it's to prepare them for college and also um, to prepare them academically to make sure they know the content. But our number one goal really should be to prepare students for life. That's where we want them, every student, to be ready, because we know some students may not initially choose college. They may go into a career, into the workforce, and preparing them for life is very important. And those kinds of things are often not done with a pencil in your hand, at least not exclusively with a pencil in your hand. Those projects, those activities, those kinds of things. So anyway, we had a great discussion this last week. It's nice when HP provides your school with a grant, like we're in the videos, where they were able to do some of these neat things. I know not everyone has access to that technology, and that kind of leads us to this week, which is really looking at strategic leadership. As an administrator, how can we help support classroom learning through budgeting? That's a huge key. Through planning, which those two things go hand in hand. I'm going to put a survey up on the up on Angel. I'm curious to know how your school plans for technology. Do you have a formal technology plan in place? In previous years, DESE required all schools in Missouri to have a technology plan. That was part of MSIP. I don't believe that is currently the case, that it's a requirement. In fact, our school has a technology plan, but it is very, very outdated. So I want you to kind of just ask a few questions. Is there a technology plan, just to kind of see if that's in place? Here's the problem, though, with technology plans. By the time you get a group of people together and you really go through a planning process, it's not unusual for parts of your plan to become obsolete very quickly, just because technology is changing so fast. So where does that leave us? I mean, obviously planning is a good thing. We need to plan. What I found just from observation is that it's much more effective to plan for a rollout of a particular tech initiative. For instance, if you're going to go one-to-one, you're going to have a lot of planning surrounding that rollout, leading up to it. Where's the money going to come from? What devices? How are we going to make sure that these are leveraged for learning? There's a lot of things that go into that, so there has to be a lot of planning. But comprehensive planning is very difficult with technology, in my experience anyway, to try to keep a plan up to date. We just really haven't been able to do that at this point. Strategic leadership certainly has to do with planning, but it also has to do with budgeting, and that's the focus of the discussion this week. You're going to think about a technology purchase in your school, and was it a wise purchase? How were those things used? The things that were purchased, was there adequate professional development? Were they implemented effectively? Several years ago, I was at Miller High School, junior high, 7 through 12 building, smaller school, 285 students. And for the 7th and 8th grade, we bought Palm handhelds for every student. So we were one-to-one at the 7th and 8th grade in 2006, I'm guessing, somewhere in there. Little did we know that Palm was just about, to realize its ending point. The new tablets, the other devices that were out there really made that technology obsolete. So as you're planning and thinking ahead, you know, and it's hard to know, it's hard to be able to see what's going to come next and what's going to happen, but that visionary thinking is certainly important so that you don't buy palms for every student and then a couple of years later, you know, palms are really just completely obsolete. A lot of schools are going one-to-one though, that's a big topic. And how do you pay for that? How do you budget it? What grants might be available? How does your school pay for technology? Those are some of the topics this week as you analyze, you know, spending, because you'll be making those decisions as a future administrator. Hopefully Angel is working okay for you. I know last week we had some problems with the discussion board. I think for those of you that have used Mozilla, that solved a lot of those problems. Firefox is the browser, it's free, works pretty well. I've never had any problems with Angel and Firefox, so I would suggest if you could download that. It's a free download. Hopefully that'll solve some of those problems. We're clicking right along. We're more than halfway through the course. Let me know if I can be of assistance with anything, and I hope you have a great week this week. It is a pretty light week. We just have the discussion board, and there'll be a couple other little things that I'll just provide for you as far as resources as we move forward. Thanks and have a great day.